What's up, everyone? Path of Exile 2's The Dawn of the Hunt has been out for a little while now, and even though I've played it pretty much non-stop since it came out, I feel like there's still new stuff to discover and new things to learn every day. Just yesterday, I realized that there is a bar for the Rhoa, and this shows you how close you are to being dismounted. So as you're riding around, this goes up, and then when it fills, you will be knocked off. And you can look at this, you can watch it, and you can reset it yourself. So I thought it'd be a good idea to make a video going over some of the big tips and tricks and some secrets in Dawn of the Hunt. And if you do learn something new here or you found this useful, do consider subscribing to the channel. I make a ton of PoE 2 builds and guides. And as well, if there's something not covered here that you think would be helpful for other people to know, or you want to share some tips, let people know down below. But that's it. Let's get straight into this. Okay, so tip 1 is going to be around the big new endgame quest. So the big endgame quest is this one here. It's called Cataclysm's Wake. And what it does is it makes you go around the world and complete corrupted nexuses. So these are these things, I don't know if I have any on my screen right now, but this thing here. So it'll be like a big red shiny orb in the middle of corruption. And basically you've got to travel to there and clear these out to progress your main endgame quest. And this will be where you unlock all of your Atlas points. And it can be very slow traveling around. You know, I've got to go from 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes to get to this point here. And once I've cleared this one, the next one might be 10 maps away, right? So one tip you can do is there is an item in the game called this thing here, the Grand Project Precursor. So this is a thing that you put in a tower. And what this does is it will let you teleport anywhere around the tower. So you can jump from tower to corruption node and get your main quest done. And then you can jump from tower to tower. So if I just show you now, if I go to my stash, I'm just going to grab a bunch of, right, I grabbed a couple of precursors. I've got a tower ready. I've just cleared this tower. So I've got 3 slots in this tower to place 3 precursors in. I'm going to put a ritual and a breach like normal because that's what I want to fill the map with. And then I'm going to put this unique precursor in. And the Grand Project, 17 maps in range become irradiated, which means they gain an extra monster level, which is good for, you know, leveling and drops. And then additionally, all maps in range can be accessed. So if we place this in here and then we influence, so, you know, we're going to send all the maps around to do different things. Watch this. Look how much stuff is on all of these maps around. And the main thing now is you'll see that every single map around us has a blue dot. That means that we don't have to like daisy chain our way all the way around the map. We can just go, okay, so the next main quest is over here. We can go there, we can put a map in and we can go and clear that map and clear that quest. And then once we've done this, we can go to this tower over here and we can clear this tower. Like I can show you, I can just jump to this tower here. We can click traverse. And there you go. We've just opened a tower over there. So we've just jumped from this tower all the way over here to this tower. And then if you had another one, you could then jump all the way over here. And you can see in the dark, in the fog, you can kind of get a glimpse where the corrupted towers are going to be. They kind of look a little bit like, if you see the edge of the corruption, you know you're nearby. And then if you see like a slightly corrupted tower, you have a good idea that it's over there. So you can jump around your map like that really fast. Now to get these, you just find them randomly. So as you're just clearing maps or doing whatever content you're doing, they can just drop from mobs and they'll drop as a unique unidentified item. You identify them and it could be this Grand Project, you know, precursor. Additionally, you can go and trade for them. You can just go and look for them. I've seen some people are going for like 5 to 10 Exalteds. Additionally, some are selling for a few Chaos Orbs. So you can definitely pick these up if you really want to, you know, speed run the end game and just get around your map as fast as possible. Okay, now a quick tip on end game. When it comes to running your maps, you should be trying to run maps like this. Like look at this cluster here. We've got like 3, 4, 5 events in one zone, and they're all juiced with different modifiers at the bottom as well. So when we run these, they're going to have like a boss, a delirium, a breach, all these different things in one map, meaning the time we're spending in there, the loot is going to be so much higher, or the chance to have good loot is higher, rather than running something small with not much on it like that, right? Which is going to be much worse than, you know, much worse time spent in the maps. Now to do that, it's all about towers. So some quick tips for towers. So when it comes to towers, there's 2 things to be aware of. Number 1 is the amount of slots, and number 2 is the level at which we complete the tower at. So if we complete this tower with a basic, any leveled map, so you can see this is it's just got 2 modifiers on it, we get 1 tower slot. So we can put 1 precursor tablet in there, and we get 1 thing that goes around and enhances the things around us. Now, if we add extra modifiers to this map, so if I use a Regal Orb and I give it an extra modifier, now it has 3 modifiers, and we put it in. You see now we have 2 slots, so now we can put 2 tablets in at the end, and we will get 2 effects around us. Additionally, if we were to put something in with 6 slots, we would get the 6th slot. And again, you could use an Exalted Orb on these to get the extra slot, to get the extra modifier. Put that in, and then you would have all 3 unlocked, and then you can put all 3 in. Now, the second thing is don't fall into this trap is the level at which we complete the towers. I've seen some people advising that just clear towers at level 1 maps, and then you get all 3 slots. True, but you're missing out on something. This tower here, for example, 45% more maps will be affected. That means that if you had something that said 10 maps gain a breach, that gets increased by 45%. So you're gaining much more from one precursor. If we go down here, for example, you can see this one here, 94%. So there is a huge difference if you complete the tower at a higher level. Obviously, if you're only able to complete a level 2 map, fine, do it on level 2. But people are going down from like 10 and 15 maps just to get an easy win when you're missing out on a big advantage there by just doing it on a higher level map. So yeah, be aware of that. But that's towers. Okay, now I mentioned this at the start, and that is that the Rhoa has a bar that tracks how close you are to falling off. Now, I've been streaming this for pretty much since release, and I've been playing this mounted Rhoa build that I've been working on, and all the time I'm just getting dismounted, stunned, knocked off, and just wiping out instantly, which is a horrible feeling. Let me show you something. If we go into a map, okay, so in the map, let me show you how to save the Rhoa. So if we do this, there's this bar down here. You can see this bar here, and you've probably never looked down here. It's just above your potions. So just in this little bar here, this is like the Rhoa stability bar. I didn't know this existed until yesterday, and I've been playing a Rhoa for like a week. So basically, keep an eye on this bar as we go in and fight some of these monsters. So if we go up to these and we let them hit us, you can see 1, 2, watch it go up. Okay, we've taken quite a few. Okay, let's get out now. So you can see here now, we are very close. Now, if I defeat these, you'll see now this bar is like, what, 80% filled maybe? This is our, this is how close we are to getting thrown off the Rhoa. Now, you might think, oh, well, that's going to go down, if we're not doing anything. It doesn't. This is permanent. You are guaranteed with enough hits to fall off the Rhoa, and it does not degrade ever. So if you leave the map, it does. Now, if we go and try and find a monster now, watch what happens on the first hit. We're down. The first hit from that little monster, and we're down. And that's probably what's happening to you guys if you aren't tracking that bar. Okay, so here's how to resolve this. Here's how to stop falling off. If we just go in and we take a few hits, so you're fighting, you're taking a few hits, oh, I've taken some damage, you get out of the fight, you go back in, you take another few hits, and then, you win the fight. Here's all you do. This bar is full, you roll, and you remount. You roll and you remount, and it resets it. And now you can take more hits. And doing this, I went from like maybe failing, well, like using like 2 or 3 portals a map to rarely using 1. It's massively improved my gameplay on the Rhoa. So if you are also planning to use one, or you found it a bit too puttish in trying to use one, hopefully this will, help your experience. Hopefully you'll enjoy it more. Yeah, hope it helps. Okay, next up, one of the biggest new things added was Rogue Exiles, and if you've not seen them, you will see them as you play through the campaign and you get into like crawl mode. They are these new type of monsters which are like real players. They are like real players, and they will come at you with random builds. So you might have like a ranged archer build coming at you, or you might have like a warrior charging you, and they use real abilities in the game. The great thing about these is when we defeat them, they will drop their entire set, or they can drop their entire set, which means they'll drop their rings, their belts. They could drop like chess pieces that are enchanted or corrupted, or they have gems in the sockets. So it's kind of like you're beating a real player. It's really cool. There's a tip to get more of these, get more loot and fight them multiple times in one map. So if you have a map with rituals, what you want to do is as soon as you find these Rogue Exiles, lure them to your nearest ritual location. Any monsters that are defeated in the ritual circle will be revived when you activate the ritual. So if you take a Rogue Exile from anywhere you find him, take him to the nearest ritual, defeat him in the ritual, fully loot him, and then activate the ritual, it'll bring them back. Now, the beauty of this is when you bring them back, they'll drop their loot again. And when you then go to the next ritual, say you've got 3 rituals in your map, you go to the next one, it will revive the Rogue Exile again, and then again and again. So you get to fight these Rogue Exiles multiple times. So if you like Rogue Exiles, you like looking at their loot, you can get multiple in one map. Now this is already pretty cool, but if you go into your Atlas tree, you can even specialize into Rogue Exiles. So you can specialize into, they always, they have a higher chance to spawn with intelligence gear or strength gear, or you can have it so they have a higher chance to spawn with unique weapons or unique jewelry, stuff like that. So doing that and combine it with the rituals, you can potentially get some really good stuff off these. I haven't fully tested, how good the loot is on the Rogue Exiles if we fully specialize in them, but this is a good way to try it. Okay, now for a crafting tip. So at endgame, we've already mentioned the corruption. So the corruption is now more important. There's these corrupted zones, and when you go to the corrupted nexus, this the glowing red circle, that's like the center of the corruption, like the source of the corruption. And as part of the main story at endgame, you'll be clearing these. When you do clear it, it will clear all of the corruption around it. Now, if I try and find one that's been cleared, so if we try and find, got one over here. Yeah, down here. So if you look down here, when you clear it, you will then have these zones here. And you can kind of see the crystals. You'll have these zones here that say they've been cleansed. So this was once a corruption zone, and now it's cleansed, meaning we have this this crystal icon. And if you go up here, you can see the crystal icon of cleansed. The corrupting in this area has been cleansed, which may add an additional modifier to the area. They also contain monsters twisted by the disruption of power in the area. Now, what you want to do is after you've cleansed a zone, go into these corrupted areas. Go into these like corruption-free zones, the cleansed zones, and there will be monsters that spawn in there, like little mini-bosses. When you defeat them, they have a chance to drop these things here, fracturing orbs. Now, these are a new type of crafting material. You can also go on the exchange, and you can say, I want fracturing orbs. I don't think they're too bad. They're like 8 and 9 exalted each if you just want to grab some that way. Right now, that will go up probably. But yeah, you can grab some there. Okay, so basically how this works is you take one modifier on an item that has at least 4 modifiers and you lock it. So no matter what change you make to that item, the fractured part is locked. Now this is really good if you roll something really good on an item like +4 to all skills, or a max health roll, or a max damage roll. It's like the perfect roll. Everything else is trash and you just want to start rolling the item. It's a really good way to save yourself the fear of rolling that good roll away. So I'm gonna use it just to show you. I'm gonna waste it just to show you how it works. So we've got this here. We've got this belt, and this belt has a like a tier 9 mana roll, and then it's got a +2 charm slots. So say you wanted to roll this belt and you wanted to keep the +2 charm slots, you could try and fracture it. Worst case, like best case scenario, it would save the charm slots. Worst case, it would save like, I don't know, increased flask recovery rate. So what you do, you right click and you do this. And you can see it saved the armor, which is pretty bad. But that means now, no matter how much you roll that item, it will roll the mana, the recovery rate, and the charm slots away, but the armor will never ever go. So it's a good way to like have an item that you can keep crafting on. I'll show you something here. I had one from the other day. This sea glass spear, +3 levels to all projectile skills, and that I froze the +3 projectile skills. So now if I wanted to like start crafting with that is never going to go anywhere, which is really good. You can throw like a bunch of chaos orbs on it, and eventually you might get a good roll, but you're never going to lose the +3 to all projectiles. So yeah, hopefully that helps explain it. It's a pretty cool new item. It still is complete RNG, like you saw. We've just pretty much wasted this item now, but yeah, that's how it works. It's a new item, new thing to craft with, but that's it. That's pretty much everything. That's pretty much all the new tips. Hopefully something here was new, something was informative. If it was, do let me know. Do consider subscribing. I'm also, streaming all the time this game. So if you want to come hang out, ask any questions, share some knowledge with us, then go for it. Thank you to everyone who has been coming over and chatting. It's been really nice. But I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.